Hey there. I am Debra Costu, and I'm so glad that you have decided that I am your favorite, world-renowned Alzheimer's and dementia expert. But my favorite thing in the world is being here and spending time with you. So I hope that you will join me. Grab a cup of coffee, grab a glass of wine, whatever, is your thing, cup of tea, and relax. Put your legs up, spend a little time with me. And my coffee cup, isn't it pretty? Has forget-me-nots all over it. I got this on vacation, Forget-me-not. Just like the name of my book. This book will help you out, by the way. So, grab a cup of coffee, relax. Listen, we're really laid back here. We have fun, we enjoy, we learn. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so proud that you're here and spending time with me. I hope that you subscribe so that you'll just be notified when I post some new content. Typically twice a week is my longer videos, and I try to post shorter snippets daily. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. TikTok, we're almost at 500,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me out, dying to hit 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. So go on TikTok and find me on there. I'm pretty easy to find. Today, I want to talk about the symptoms of different dementias, because this is something that I come across a lot with families who I have conversations with. Oftentimes they'll say things like, well, my loved one, I think pretty much, I've been doing some research. I think they're in like stage 4 or 5 or 5 or 6, whatever the number is. And then they'll say, well, they have vascular dementia. And vascular dementia doesn't have stages. So I feel like a lot of times trainers, we can end up having so much knowledge that sometimes we kind of forget. Maybe, I don't know why I'm making excuses for other people, but I guess I am. I guess sometimes people can talk more generally using the word dementia instead of specific diseases. And I think it does confuse people because they think that whenever we're talking about dementia, that it's kind of all inclusive, and it's not. There are over 100 different types of dementia out there. No, I do not know them all. I do not care to know them all. But the most common ones that come up over and over and over are ones that you may or may not have heard of before, but they have different symptoms. They have different life expectancies. They strike people at different ages, right? Like Alzheimer's disease more so targets older people, elderly people. Other dementias like frontotemporal, Lewy body, Parkinson's, younger, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So it's important that we're recognizing that dementia can hit at different ages, and it can be different types of dementia. And different dementias have different symptoms. And that is what I want to clarify for you today. We're going to talk about 4 different types of dementia today, and what some of those symptoms, early symptoms, warning signs should be, and what to look for. And I'm going to show you this now, even though you might click off, because you'll go and get this and then you'll never come back, but that's okay, whatever. I have this really great document. It's called Understanding Different Types of Dementia. And a lot of what I'm going to go over with you today is on this sheet. This is an amazing resource for you to have, but this is available on my website, which is always located below. So is how to get the book. It's always in my descriptions down below. But this is available under the free resources tab on my website, and there's a ton of other information there for you. So the most common form of dementia is Alzheimer's disease. So I'm going to talk about that one first. So the symptoms for Alzheimer's disease. we always tend to think of memory loss, right? And that is a big one for Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease does deal a lot with memory loss. So if your loved one is starting to show issues with memory that is actually starting to disrupt their daily life, that would definitely be an early symptom for you to pay attention to. Another one is planning. They don't do good at planning things. They forget dates and times. They'll get dates confused. They'll miss appointments. Another one is finishing tasks. So, like pretty simple things that they've always done. They may just walk away from the middle of a task, or they'll have trouble completing something. They'll start it, but they can't really finish it. Another symptom of Alzheimer's disease is problems with language and writing and words. Pardon me. And then something else that is frequent is that they start having more visual problems. And visual problems is something that we really dive deep in the Certified Master Dementia Strategist course. But people with Alzheimer's disease, they have visual issues way, way, way beyond the normal aging process. And they also start having trouble interpreting their environment and how they are in relationship to that environment around them. This is very, very disturbing to a person with dementia. Another symptom is that they will start withdrawing from social activities and from work and from family and friends. They'll start secluding themselves, self-secluding. They can have poor judgment. This is where they might start getting scammed. They decide not to take their medications anymore. They decide to eat sweets, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Poor judgment, right? They could have changes in their mood and their personality. They could be suffering from depression. And I've added a warning sign, and it is when others notice a problem, because I think that is the biggest warning sign of all, don't you? If family and friends and those closest to you are noticing that something's off, then that's the biggest symptom and warning sign of any, if you ask me. But Alzheimer's disease tends to be more of a gradual decline instead of like a real quick, right? It tends to be pretty gradual. And sometimes we don't recognize it because they can kind of cover for themselves quite a bit, right? Or make excuses. So sometimes by the time we really get a good handle that there is something really kind of serious going on, they're usually fairly progressed. The next type of dementia I want to talk about is vascular dementia. Vascular dementia is when this can either be a more sudden decline or it can also be gradual. It can be both. Most people think of it, even most medical professionals think of vascular dementia as a very sudden or steep decline. And that's typically when someone has a stroke or a TIA, they have an event, right? But they could also have diabetes, heart disease, things that have compromising the blood vessels. And it actually can be a more slower progressing like Alzheimer's disease. And believe it or not, vascular dementia and Alzheimer's disease are often happening simultaneously. A lot of people have both vascular and Alzheimer's disease. So some of the earlier symptoms for vascular disease can be they can't develop a plan and they can't execute that plan and they can't communicate that plan to others. So planning, organizing, they don't know what to do next in the next step. They can have memory problems. They can also have problems with their gait or walking and their balance. Agitation and restlessness can be a problem for someone with vascular dementia. Organizing their thoughts and actions, like turning those thoughts into actions. Slowed thinking. Depression. Now, depression symptoms can very much mirror the dementia symptoms. They can be very, very, very similar. Dementia and depression symptoms can be very similar. They lack apathy, and they can become agitated. So those are just some of the symptoms for vascular dementia. Now I want to talk about Lewy body dementia. Lewy body dementia is my favorite, and it's my favorite because it tends to be the most challenging, and I love a challenge. Um, I teach my specialty is behaviors, communication. My specialty is getting results from that person with dementia and how to calm them down, and get them to comply. That is my specialty. That's what I teach in my course, the Certified Master Dementia Strategist course. So for me, because Lewy body dementia, one of the biggest symptoms is 80% of people with Lewy body dementia, they have hallucinations. They also suffer from REM sleep disorders. They act out their dreams. These dreams can become violent in nature, and this is where I just shine. 100%, 100%, no fail rate for me with hallucinations, and I can teach you how to do it easily as well. But Lewy body dementia is typically misdiagnosed for an average of 18 months. This is a very, very long time to go without a diagnosis. When you're going to the doctor and you're suffering from hallucinations and sleep disorders, this is really, really difficult for families. This person can also have long periods of trance-like states, fainting spells. They can have some memory loss, but it's not as severe as Alzheimer's disease. So memory loss is kind of more secondary for Lewy body dementia. I'm trying to think of what they can have, some tremors. And now the fourth disease that has dementia as a symptom that I'm going to talk about today is FTD, or frontotemporal dementia. This is also one of my favorites. This one is difficult on families as well, because if a person is suffering from frontotemporal dementia, so they're having some shrinkage in certain areas of the brain, they have troubles with the use of language. They get very orally fixated. They can eat non-food items, put things in their mouth. They get very, very orally fixated. They can like click their tongues and make all these like really irritating noises, which can drive a care provider crazy. They lose all their inhibitions. They can get very sexually inappropriate. This is where we have to find our sense of humor, you guys. This is where you've got to find the humor in these types of behaviors. They lose all their impulse control, and this is where the sexually inappropriate behaviors can just be unleashed. Their hygiene declines. They lose the meaning of words, which makes communication super difficult, which is why I spend a lot of time on communication, how to get that message in to that person with dementia. They don't understand the feelings of others. So they don't understand that they've hurt your feelings. And it's not that they don't care. They just can't care. It's not that they don't care. They can't care. So that's kind of my wrap up. If you want more, because boy, oh boy, have I got more. If you would like to solve 80 to 90% of your dementia problems, if you would like to reduce your stress level by 80, 90%, join me in the Certified Master Dementia Strategist course. It will be the best investment you have ever made. Also, don't forget to go to the website, download your free resource, Understanding Different Dementias, and get a copy of the best-selling book, Forget Me Not. And I'm Debra Costu, Certified Master Dementia Strategist. I'm here to take you all the way to the end. And it's not hard. I promise you, it's not hard. I will not let you fail. I will not let you down. I'll see you again soon, my friend. You got this.